Hello, sir. So this is our final assessment test code program, and this is my team. I have Shubham Shankaram 19 BCT 0092, Dhruv Singh 19 BCT 0110, Kartikeya 19 BCT 0112, Sarthak Gulati 19 BCT 0119, and myself Tanish Gandhi 19 BCT 0124. I will first introduce about the Kale software. We have to download the MDK ARM version 4.74. So basically, this is the website from which we download the Kale software and MDK ARM product. So here we have to enter our details, and in the device we are entering LPC2148, which we are going to use for ARM codes. And when we click submit, we get a link to download a software. So I have already downloaded it. I will just share the ARM code and start with the project we are going to do today. So basically, this is the ARM software, and now we have to just go to project, create new microvision project. I am giving here name LabFat, and I am saving it. So this is our LabFat, and here we are going to use the device LPC2148, which is basically ARM 7TDMI, which we are going to use for ARM based programs. And when we click OK, we will click here no to add the startup project. So this is our target and source group, and the code given in the question paper. So we have written this code already. So we will just add the new item to this source group. So add existing files, and here I have written is at labfat.asm, and we will add this to our source group. So this is the code. Now I would like to pass to Sarthak to start with the code.
Thank you, Tanish. Basically, the first line is the area directive that instructs the assembler to assemble a new code or data section. Then is the tail, which is the section name is given to the section. Sections are independent named and invisible chunks of code or data that are manipulated by the linker. You can choose any name for your section. However, names starting with non-alphabetic character must be enclosed in bars or missing section name error is generated. So starting with the code, so it contains machine instructions. Read only is the default. And as we enter the code, the entry section name makes it clear that the logical code starts from here. In the first line, we are loading the first element of the array arn from the memory into target register R0. Moving on, register R4 stores the size of the array, in this case, which is 5. As we can see in line 20 that we have 5 elements in the DCD array. And coming on to the next line, in line 7, it loads the R1 from the address in R0. Now it adds 4 bytes to R0, resulting in R0 storing the next adjacent element in the array arn, ARRIN. Offset immediate 4 load store to and from the memory address R0, which updates R0 is equal to R0 plus 4, that is adding 4 to R0 since the size of each element in the array is 4. Value of the R4 is decremented as we have the value of the first two elements, and now we will compare those. Now to explain the looping and to find the highest number in the array, I'd like to pass it on to Shubham.
Thank you. So right now we have R0 and R1. So now R0 contains the second element and R1 contains the first. So in the line 9, we'll move the value of R0 to R2 and we'll compare R1 and R2. So BHI means branch higher than. So if the value of R1 is greater than R2, then it will be branch to yes. And if it is not, so it will, if the value is not greater than, so MOV R1, R2 will be started, and the value of R2 will be stored in R1. So right now for line 14, we will have the largest of the first two elements in the R1 because we are finding the largest element in the array. So we'll compare every element with its previous one, and if the value is greater, so we'll store that in one. We'll store the greatest of the all, and we'll just move through all the elements. So right now we'll add R naught to with value 4, because a size of one element is 4. So by adding 04 by immediate addressing here, it will move to the next element, and we'll subtract the R4 by 1, because R4 is the counter value of the that array. So we have first we in the line like 5 we have 4, then we'll subtract it by 1, and now we'll subtract it by 1 because we are moving forward. So like it shows the value number of elements left in array to be compared. So just to we not go out of the array, we will check it with 0 0. So we'll after decrementing the counter R4, if it is the value is not equal to 0, if it is 0, so means we have compared everything. So if it is not 0, then it will be looped back to back. BNE means branch not equal to. So it will just see the compare function, and it will be looped back to the back. And like the value of R naught is uh, added 4 in the line 14. So now we have the maximum of two elements, maximum of first two element in one, and the R naught. So like the maximum value will be there. So R naught value will be stored in R2, and again the R1 and R2 will be compared. And if R1 is greater, then it will be branched to yes, and if not, then the R1 will have the value of R2, and that's how it will loop again and again and again, and eventually we'll find the maximum value in the array in R1. And after the every element is being checked, so at last the value of R4 will be 0, and after the compare function it will actually move to line 18 instead of branching back, and we'll store the maximum value in R8 from R1 to R8. And after that, like the code will end, so that the code doesn't move out of the thing, and we'll have the final value in R8. So I would like now Tanish Gandhi to show the output.
Thank you, Shubham, for explaining the code. So first we will translate the code. So there are zero errors and zero warnings. So we'll just build the code. When we build the code, there are no errors and no warnings. So we will go on and move forward to debug our code. And so basically, these two arrows indicates which line is being instructed and which line is currently showing on. So we will start with step by step output. So first, R0 will contain the base address of ARIN, which is initialized at line 20. So 00038 is the value in R0. Then R4 will contain the counter of the elements. Then in R1, we will store the first element. So here you can observe that in R1 we have 0x0a, which is our first element, and we will we will move R0 by 4. So now in the next line, we will store the second element in R2. So here you can observe that R2 is stored with 0x0b. Then we will compare R1 and R2, and here you can observe that when we compare, n value is set to 1, which means that R2 is greater than R1, and so it will move out of the loop and go to yes segment. Uh, so here we are again incrementing and storing the third value in R0, and then we are subtracting the counter, and then again we are comparing if the counter is equal to 0 or not. As it is not equal, it will move back to back segment, as carry flag is set 1 here when we do the comparison. So here again the same procedure will loop through it, and basically we are storing the maximum value in R1. So as now here you can see that when we compare B and 5, B is the largest. So R1 still contains the B value. Similarly, we will loop through all the 5 elements till our R4 becomes 0. So now you can observe that our R4 will be 0 here, and carry flag is set, Z flag is set, Z flag set, which indicates that R4 is 0. And then we will move next. So we will now store our largest value in R8 register. So here you can observe 0x0D000 is our largest number which is stored into R8, and our code has run successful. So this is the output of the program to find the largest number. So now for the next question given, I will pass to Karthikeya.
Thank you, Gandhi. So for this part of the question, the previous part of the question we actually found the largest number, but in this part of the question we're going to find the smallest number in an array. So BLS basically means branch when less than. So now to understand what's happening in line 17, we have to understand what's happening in the loop back again. So the first 4 lines is basically the initialization where R0 stores the first, as Sarthak has explained previously, R0 stores the first element of the array, and R4 contains the length of the array, and now the length of the array, that is 5 in this case, uh, and line 6 contains line 6 basically is loading the address R1 with the address at R0 and adding 4 to R0. So basically the reason we're adding 4 is because each element in an array is 4 bits, so that's 32 bits, 4 bytes, sorry. So now we are subtracting R4 by 1, so because the length of the R4 has been reduced now. Now to in usual coding we actually use for loop and while loop and other stuff for going through iterations, but in ARM programming we have something called labels. So here at line 8 back is a label, and line 13 again yes is a label again. So to understand what's happening inside the label now, now in this code we're actually finding the least number. So we compare R1 and R2. So R2 contains the second adjacent number in the array, and R1 contains the first number. Now we are comparing these numbers. Now if R1 is greater than R2 and R1 is greater than R2, it will just continue. But then if it's R1 is less than R2, then it moves to line 13 as in BLS. So and then the other loop is basically the same thing as before. Now to understand it even better, we go through the output. So now we translate the code and then we build it, so we have 0 errors here as expected. Now yeah, so now to start the code with R0, everything is 0 basically. Now the first iteration R1, and R1 contains the first element of the array, and then if we go on, now R4 contains 5, that is the number of elements we have in our array, and then R1 now contains the first element of the array, as we are in line, we have executed line 6. Now line 7, now R4 is decremented by 1, so now the length of the array is 4. And now RB contains our second adjacent digit, that is 0B, hexadecimal number 0B in this case. Now we compare both of them. Now when we compare, now what is CPSR? That basically means current program status register. And now N is set to 1. Now what is N? N signifies that a negative bit is set to 1. Now when it means negative bit is set to 1, then that means R1 is smaller than R2. Now if we continue ahead in the program, we see that it remains the same and it's less than equal to. And then if you go on, continue, yeah, so now R4 is reduced to 3 because that's code. And now we're comparing if R4 is equal to 0, because if R4 is equal to 0, that means we've gone through the entire array and now we have the smallest number, but R4 isn't 0, so it'll go back to line 9 as yeah, now it goes back to line 9, and the same thing happens again. This iteration keeps happening, and each time it happens, R4 is decremented by 1, and the smallest number is selected from the by comparison and going back through the loop. Now if you look at this case, R4 is 0. So now if you continue ahead, it doesn't go back to line 9 but it will actually keep moving. And now if you see Z register says 1. Now if it says 1, that basically means it means that a digit isn't 1. But then now what could I? Yeah. Now if you move ahead, now we have a large smallest number in line 18. We are actually moving the smallest number to register 8, and now in line 18 we actually have the smallest number, which is in this case it is hexadecimal number 05. Now that is the smallest number in this case, but as in previous case we've shown the largest number, and now by changing the command in line 7 line 11, we've got the smallest number in an array. Now to explain the next part of the question, that is changing a digit in the array, I'd like to pass it to my teammate Dhruv.
Okay, so far as we've seen finding the largest and the smallest number in an array. Now we'll just run through the output again once, but we'll change the value as per given in the 8 part. We'll change the given value 0x0d to 0x03 to see how it affects our output in both cases for finding the largest and smallest. So first we'll go over for finding the largest number in the array. So first we'll translate, and then we'll build, and finally we'll execute the program. So here, as we can see, first the R0 register stores the memory address of the first element in the array, which is 0A, or 0x hexadecimal value 0x0A, and the R4 register stores the value 5, which is the number of elements in the array. And the R1 register is loaded with the first element in the array, and the R0, and we move the R0 register by adding 4. We move it to the next element, which means it basically now stores the address of the next element in the array. So after this, we load the R2 register with the value stored at the address which is given in R0, which is 0x0b, which is the hexadecimal value b. In the next command, we are subtracting the value of R4 by 1, and this makes the value of R4 as 4. Now, 1 second. So currently we are on the, so as we can see here, this similar to as we have discussed before, the bhx command, what it does is basically after comparing the value stored in R1 and R2, if the R1 value is greater than R2, we'll move on to the yes label, and if not, we'll replace the value stored in R1 with R2. So all of this is being done so as to keep the maximum value between R1 and R2 in R1 register. So as we run through the loops for this given particular case where we've changed the value, the maximum value, as we can see here, after running through the loop till the time of R4 value becomes 0, which is basically we have run through the entire array, and we have finally come to the we finally stored the maximum value in R1 register. We can see that the value is 0 hexadecimal value 0x0b in this given array. Now what we are doing in the 18th line is that we are moving the largest value from R1 to register to R8 register, and after that it's the end of the code. So R8 register will store our final output, which is the largest element in the array. Now we'll be changing the command from bhi to bls. So this basically will help us to change the code from finding the largest to finding the smallest number in the array. And as discussed before, we'll just translate, build, and execute. And so since we've already gone through the code multiple times, we'll just see how the output differs. So since it's clearly visible in the array that the least value is now 0x03, hexadecimal value 3, the same will be reflected in our output. As we can see, the R1 value shows the least value, stores the least value 0x03, hexadecimal value 3, and the same value is moved into the R8 register using the line 18, and therefore we have successfully evaluated that our given program that we had to that was given to us for the lab fat was for finding the largest element in an array. We, after changing the BHI command to the BLS command, we see that we're now the program changes to for finding the smallest element in the array. We have also seen the different outputs that we get by changing the values in the array, which is changing the 0x0d value in hexadecimal to hexadecimal value 3. Therefore, we have completed all the objectives in the assignment, and thank you.